Hello, this is Blue on Blue Point Trading. It's the 12th of July 2013, and the market, even though it doesn't show it on this chart because it's mapping the futures, did hit a new high on the cash. So it's a little bit kind of an anomaly there. So where we go from here, we're right at here, basically at the top here, 1680-ish, 70, 80-ish. So I think it might stall here before it goes to new highs, maybe a little bit of back flipping right here, but I think it's actually going to go higher here. So we could get a little dip hard, but I think the trend, there's going to be a lot of hedge fund people that can't let this thing go to 1750, so they're going to all pile in here. Whether it makes sense or not, it doesn't matter. Just like the oil market ran to 107, this thing could easily run up to 1750 because there's so much money sloshing around the system. So that's probably what may happen here. So we're going higher at some point here after some bobbing and weaving. Bonds, everybody's talking about the low put in the bonds here. Let's see if it happens here. Working the wedge to the downside here. So in the next pullback, we might get a breakup eventually. So right now, maybe even considering I've been kind of nibbling at longs here on the below the 130.33 area. On the euro, blast ups, wedging to go higher here, but it's gone such a long way. I'm very reluctant to see this thing go precipitously higher. So I'm thinking we're going to move sideways today. So I'm calling the Forex sideways and potentially down. However, on the pound, could go higher here. Might get as high as the 153 area here after a little bit of a pullback. And the yen broke down this little trend line we created over the last few days. So I'm thinking that this will hold here and maybe move sideways to slightly up today, but maybe not take a new high, maybe make a lower low to continue further down later, but we'll take that when it comes. Again, the Swiss came off so hard here. I'm thinking that it's gone too far. It still may digest sideways to slightly up today. Aussie still looking to see if this is going to make the turn. Been disappointed several times, a little bit nervous here, but it could make a new run to the upside here and work this wedge to the upside, but longer term everybody's still very bearish. CAD working this little wedge area here, looking for this maybe come down a little bit, up a little bit, so working this, it's kind of been a boring trade in here. And if we go into some of the commodities, looking at the gold, broke up over this 1270 area here and ran up to the 13, hanging high. It might go higher here, but we'd like to see a pullback to the 1270 area, maybe do some more time in this wedge for a breakup of the 1300 and maybe heading to 1340. This 1340 is probably a little bit more of a resistance because a lot of supply up here at the between the 1340 to 1400. So I'm thinking that at 1340 that could be about the best we can hope until we get some new direction. In fact, it could even come down from there. So looking at that 1340 target and then a big stall. And on the oil, finally cooled off, a big sell-off here, but it's still in the uptrend, so we might get a push higher here today and work this wedge, and we may come up and make new highs, or we may just make a lower high for an eventual further breakdown later. So looking just for a little sideways to slightly up action today to see how much of a rebound we get. Obviously, a break of these lows here made yesterday could mean a significant move down back to the 100 level here. And as always, whatever you do, don't be panicking in the market.